Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man, great, great, great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing absolutely great. And man, it's crazy. Think about some of the things. I had my cousin sent me a video on YouTube a couple of days back, and he always sent me stuff. Hadn't heard from him in a while, but he sent me some, and it was titled "Mind Blowing." It was titled "Mind Blowing," and we're gonna have to do a show on it because it was talking about how the state is suing certain jail systems because they're not keeping the beds filled. They need their money. But what?
You
Okay,
know,
okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna let you go in what you want to say, but it's a whole nother show
no,
because some
yeah, I
things,
get it.
some
Mhm.
things that he sent me, I've been knowing for 40 years.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
so
yeah,
far behind. That's nothing new. How the system and one of the biggest reasons that the incarceration rate is so high for blacks is because they've been talking about you better keep them beds filled for a very long time. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, what did you want to say?
I got to say, the prison industrial complex is real. It's real, and there's so much information out there, man. Those who know, and those who want to know, they can find out. I mean, that's real.
Right,
So that's
right.
it, man. Yeah,
Right. So when he sent it, it's like it was, and I don't know, I hadn't spoken with him personally, but it's like he was like, wow, check this out. I'm like, man, that I've been knowing that. So how far behind are we that we're just finding some things out that we should have known about so long ago? Just like
but at least he found out.
it,
How many more would look at you crazy if you mentioned that? Just think about it.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. And
yeah,
that's why I'm gonna definitely do a video on how far behind we are. Just like I was telling you about a week or two back where the young lady came to me, and I'm sure she got to be hitting right at probably about 70, could be a little older. I don't know exactly how old she is, and was just telling me that, she just decided something that she was gonna do, and that's work on her mental state. And absolutely, it's great you're gonna do it, but damn, it took you 70 years to figure out that you need to work on your mental state.
I,
Ah,
I'm not surprised, and that's not no shot of shame in her. I'm not surprised because, like I said, always say most people are followers, and if not, that's not the in thing. Folks are not rolling with that. You know, that's got to be a personal journey of yours to elevate, your status, so to speak, in every aspect. It got to be a personal journey. You know what I mean? A lot of people, man, they will go that route because that's the end thing. Take example, certain catchphrases, you know, everyone is repeating them, repeating them. Those words be around forever, but it's a thing now. So, like I said, better now than ever. That's the way I can look at it. You know what I mean? So,
and from hearing that, it's one of the biggest reasons I started working with children every day and teaching how to connect the mind, the body, and soul together. And I teach them things that I've heard so many adults tell me and have told me over the years. Man, if I just would have knew that when I was younger, I probably would have went a different way. And so
yeah,
yep, so
yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
teach kids now. And that's why my program is so important and the number one mentoring program when it comes to complete wellness, period, for the things that I'm teaching because our children need to know it at a young age. So now, as they get older, they have no excuse to be talking about, well, I didn't know this or I didn't know that because the ones that I shared it with, I told you. I told you this was going to happen. Because just like you and I are talking about, I'm talking about life with them. I'm giving them something that's essential. Anybody else can go in the program, and I commend all organizations that work with children if they're doing something good, some good works for them. But if all programs are not essential for all kids, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that when I developed this program, that it was essential for all children. And it's essential for all children to know about how to take care of their mind, their body, and their souls. Because when you study and you just look around, you see, especially us people as color, we struggle in all three areas. So it was just, we're gonna have to do a show on it. We so far behind, and there've been some other things that he have sent me in the past. And to me, it's so simple. It's like he may send something that's shocking. Man, check this out. Where it say, well, you need to brush your teeth every day or wash your face. That's simple to me. But I guess a lot of us we struggle with some
Well,
things are just so
and you remind me about that too, right? It's simple to me. It's simple to you.
absolutely, absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
we've arrived on that level where we grab into the positive. We grab into the essential. Let's put it like that, the essential for
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Now, some people are waking up, and like I said, better than ever, man. Better than
Gotcha.
ever. Now than never. So,
And during the course of this week, I know I had so much in my head and talking to people, and I was sending you different things, and I end up putting a topic on this. These two words can change Black lives. But before we get there, last week we talked about religion. Last week we talked about religion, and you said, in other words, that this was going to trigger some folks. You understand what I'm saying? And the last time I looked, someone unsubscribed. And listen, I have no problem with anyone unsubscribing. Listen, I have no problem with it, so I don't want to go there. But I was just stating that if you do, share with me, because what was said that made you leave? That's what I would like to know. I would like to know what was said that made you leave. You can go on and go, but put it in the comment section. If anyone ever have anything you would like to say to me personally, there's my email address. If anyone would ever like to come on and show with facts and debunk anything that I've said or coach have said to be true and it's not true, there's my email address. The door is always open for you. I will let you come on. You shoot me an email, we chop it up. I let you come on with a decorum of respect, and you come on and you share your information or whatever you have to debunk anything I've said, because I'm getting ready to go in a little bit more tonight about this religious thing, and then we're gonna move on. And coach, when I said it, I already knew that it was going uh to rattle some feathers, in other words, because some people have literally taken their religion to be the truth. Now it's 2025, and do you understand that most of us, especially at the age we're at now, we're coming from Big Mama indoctrination or whatever religion they was a part of. And a lot of them was very uneducated because a lot of them couldn't read. And I'm talking about our grandparents who was born in the late 1800s, the early 1900s. They couldn't read. So they just literally went along with someone was telling them, and they was going through so much of a hard time at that time to they was just told to believe, just it was just told to believe. And so that's how that religion was indoctrinated into our grandparents. And then as time went on and people began to study and see things for themselves, especially as it got closer to this time, that's why you got a lot of converts. You got a lot of people, well, I don't see it that way. They moved from this place and they went to another religion. Or some people literally just pulled out, period. But we got to be careful with this thing right here, because listen, they got to understand it's simply a belief. That's all it is. It's simply a belief. And instead of understanding that it's not the truth, that's what bothers a lot of them. A lot of, especially, I'm gonna deal with the Christianity group first. A lot of them are so arrogant to, if you don't see it the way they see it or believe what they believe, then you're going to hell. Then you're the one with the
mm.
problem. See, that's an indoctrination that we have to be very careful of. So you might lose another subscriber tonight based on telling the truth. And I know if we lost anyone, that's what it was based on. It was based on feelings and emotions, because now it's too much information. And we know that there is over 45,000 Christians denominations globally. That's a fact. I mean, how could you get mad and leave? Some sources have it at 47,300 of 2023. And then some got it that as we get into 2025, as we are now, it's 49,000. Now you got to do it, pull this information up. 49,000 different, just Christians, not the other religions. 49,000 different Christian denominations. And then it says that right here in the United States alone, it's over 200 different denominations of Christianity. Due to the new interpretations of the Bible, do you know in 2025 that people are still taking the Bible and putting their own spin to it? Right now today, did you know places like Africa, Asia, Latin America are still coming up with their own interpretations of the Bible? That's why the groups keep denominations keep growing, 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 because you still have people coming in saying, whoa, we don't see it like that. This is the way we see it. And there go another denomination, whether it's big or small. And that's just dealing with Christianity. There are over 10,000 different religions worldwide. Look at all these different beliefs. So how you gonna get offended just because somebody, and that's, if you got a belief, that's okay. But you got to understand that religion, that's all it is. It's your belief and your interpretation of something. It doesn't make it true. So don't get offended on that. And the United States, our religion censor report over 370 different religions right here just in the United States. And that's why I asked you, Coach, what stage of life do you have to be in? Now that it's 2025 and you still get emotional when someone doesn't see it the way you've been indoctrinated. And when I talk about the word stage, I'm talking about a point, period, a step in a process or development. Coach, do you think we're in a slow process or development when it comes to knowing the difference between religion and spirituality? When we talk about what stage we're in, what comes to mind to you? And this one of the words that I wanted to talk about that can change your life if you get an understanding of how we should move through the stages of the journey that we're on. When you think about stages of life, or you just go however you got it written or how you got it in your head, and share with me what you think about the stages of life.
When you talk about stages of life, man, and you talking about religion per se, but you can pick that brush and paint a whole lot of other stuff. When you look at us and how we move, a lot of people are at the infant stage.
Mm.
You know, you just talk about um, people questioning, dissecting, right? Religion. All you talking about is being critical thinking. Not too long ago, that was a so-called negative phrase that they put out in the media. Critical thinking, critical thinking. When students go on college campuses, what do you think they're doing? Critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? They're dissecting whatever formula, whatever you bring to me, you know, to get to the essence of it. You know, it might be wrong, it might be right. You might have a different take on it. So what? You know, but that's where we are. So it's, like I said, it's not only religion. You know, you got to be open minded. You, the individual, got to be open minded to at least examine what is being presented to you. Now you can push back, but at the end of the day, one thing you cannot do, you can't run from yourself, man. You can switch off, you can do whatever, but you cannot run from yourself. So either you stay where you are on that level, you elevate, or you go backwards. It's your choice.
Mm.
You know, I'm on that level, want to elevate. I'm looking for things to make me better. I'm looking for information all to make me better. So when I say what I say, hopefully it can touch someone. USA Today had a piece, and I ain't trying to come off of the topic, but USA had a piece last night
Share it.
that says um, six-figure Americans are in survival mode. Six-figure Americans are in survival mode. So when I talk about infancy stage, you control finances, you control economics inside there. You know, another piece popped up with this young man, ball player, got a few million when he was 19, 20, 21. Altogether, he went through around 62, 63 million. Had to file for bankruptcy. That's what I'm talking about. Infancy stage. Granted, you weren't given this information by your parents, and I get that, but you got to seek knowledge in your own, man, to be better. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, infancy stage, a lot of people, infancy stage and following what is the end thing. No, man, you got to try to elevate your life, man. You want to be in the same level like everybody else? Okay, that's what you want to do, fine. You know what I mean? But what happened to your desires? What happened to, that's it for me for now, man.
I'm gonna come back to that word because that's one of the words. What stage you're in, and it was so powerful for you to say that. Here it is. You got people making six figures in survival mode, and then you have multimillionaires that's filing bankruptcy
Mm,
and going broke. And when you're dealing with the different stages of life, once again, I'm gonna break it down. It's real simple. In both of those situations, you're talking about the mental state, your decision
yeah,
making.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
you. So, what stage are you? I'm gonna come back to that in just a minute. What stage are you in when it comes to making decisions about your finance? Because whether you know it or not, that's a stage to be in. Because you could be at a point where you still being foolish with your money, or you could be
Mm.
elevated to another level where you at another stage where you being smarter with your money. That's why that word stage is so important. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put these two words together because now I'm getting ready to give you the second word. Then I'm gonna put them together and we're gonna be out of here. Because another thing I ask you, coach, is there a word? Is there a word that can bring blacks together? And not only bring blacks together, but a word that could change your life as a individual. I want you to think about that. Do you have a word?
No.
Okay.
I mean, be honest with you, I mean, the amount of times and opportunities we had to come together, so many different opportunities. I don't think any word is out there, man,
Okay.
to make that happen. I'm just being real, man.
I
That's
got you.
the way I feel. Yeah.
I got you. So let's remember that we're talking about the first word because our title, the two words can change black lives. So we know the first word is the word stage, and we're talking about what stage of life you're in. That's one word. Now, coach, I'll share with you the word that I came up with. And I want you to hear me out for a second. Jump in whenever you want to jump in. But I did come up with a word, and the word is if. Think about it for Coach. Coach, I have a lot of time at night, Coach. I have a lot of time when I'm sitting around at night. If,
Man.
if, here we go.
Mhm.
It's a conjunction that introduces a conditional clause expressing that a particular situation or event
Mhm.
must happen for another situation or event to
Okay.
occur
I got you.
or
I got
happen.
you.
All right, so listen
I
to
got
this
you.
right here. See the information that you and I put out, Coach. It'll never get old. It'll never get old.
We know that. They know that too. They know, trust me, they know that too.
So that's why I can't understand why would someone subscribe? Why would someone not share this information? Why we don't get the thumbs up? Why we don't get the
Because,
like?
but I can tell you why.
Tell me
You
why.
talk about stages in life. I call it as levels. They're not there yet. We just talk about the example. What you said, a 70-year-old woman, right? 70 something like that, right?
Absolutely.
She's there now, right? They're not there yet. Hopefully, they'll get there prior to that age. But hey, that's what we are. Yeah, yeah.
So the two words that can change our lives as us coming together as a people and our lives as an individual is stage and if. If we could put those two words together, because you and I, Coach, we're just basically talking about moving through different stages of life. We're not out here to entertain people. I know YouTube is for entertainment, gossip. See,
Yeah.
we're talking about how we're giving information on how you as an individual can be the best version of yourself. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about things that you could be the best version of yourself, and then how can you reach out to help others? See, you should never, oh, they talking about the same thing again. Well, let me ask you this right here. If we talking about the same thing again, have you started acting on anything we talked about? See that? Oh, hold on one second. Here we go. Here we go. If you sit here telling, oh, here they go talking about the same thing again, I'm gonna ask you again. Are you acting on what Coach and myself is saying? Let me ask you something. Have you started working out? Yeah. See, we're not just talking to entertain you. We're talking for some type of action from you. I want to know what stage you at. Have you hit the stage yet where you're working out? Have you hit that stage yet is what I want to know. Have you changed your diet? Have you hit that stage? See, what we're talking about, it comes with a responsibility and accountability, not just for you to sit and enjoy it. We want to know, are you working to be the best version of yourself so you can move to the stage where you're helping others? These are the only two words that I came up with so far. Anybody can share their two words with me or that one word with me that we have to be at a certain stage in life. And if we're going to get anything done, the word is if we begin to do certain things. Until then, I can guarantee you nothing will happen for us coming together. Nothing will happen for you as an individual if you don't move to a certain stage in life and if you don't change. Boy, that right there. You listen, they don't even
Mm.
owe me nothing. If they can just sit down and listen to what I'm saying right now, these are facts. These two words right here would change us as a people and change you as an individual because I want to know, have you stopped drinking so much? Have you stopped doing drugs? What about are you making better decisions? We were just talking about it. Financial decisions. Have you? Are you at that stage yet where the bill will be paid before you go buy this stuff right here? Then you know that you need to pay your bills. Are you at this stage where you know where I need to begin to live a little below my means so I can have a little cushion, some just in case money? What stage I'm asking you, what stage in life are you at now? Our information will never get old. It'll never get old because everyone is always under construction. You're always working to build to be better. And the things that we're talking about on these videos is for us to help ourselves so we can begin to help others. And if you're not doing that, this information will never get old. You're just not taking heed to the information because you're not doing nothing because you're looking for entertainment. Then you'll just have to go to another station because we're looking for accountability. And I want to ask you
That's
this.
the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. See, we're the problem because we're trying to get people to be accountable and be better.
Mm.
Just think about that for a minute. We're the problem because we're trying to encourage people to be a better version of themselves.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. I just want you to think about that. And they
Wow.
and they running away from
Mm.
that. They don't want to hear it.
Wow.
They won't
And
share it.
that's why I said you cannot run away from yourself. To try it.
Ain't
Let me
that
know how to
something?
work it. You cannot run away from yourself. You could either make yourself better, stay where you are, or get worse. Your choice. Your choice.
Wow. I want to ask this question. Are you living by standards? What about having do's and don'ts? Have you got to that stage in life? In order for any of these things to happen in your life, you have to be connected. And we said, and Coach said on a previous video, you got to stand on principles for you to overcome your challenges in life. Have you connected to discipline, consistency, tenacity, self-love? Because if you haven't connected onto those things, here's a fact. And this, people hate when you, here's a fact. Oh, he think he know what he talking about.
Yeah.
There's my email address. Come and show me where I'm wrong when I tell you that if you haven't connected to principles, if you're trying to achieve something, you will never achieve it until you have standards and connected to principles, because that's where your discipline and your self-love and your tenacity, it comes from there. It comes from within you. There's my email. Shoot me an email and come on the show and show me where I'm wrong. And then have you got to the point where you helping others? First, have you got yourself together? If you are you at the stage where you got yourself together, when you start talking about the mind, the body, and the soul, are you taking care of yourself physically? Are you taking care of yourself mentally? Have you healed from a lot of mess you've been through? Have you healed or got away from a lot of mess you're in now? Spiritually, are you standing on standards? Are you standing on principles? How can this information get old if you've not reached that stage yet? And I know we haven't reached this stage yet because no one is helping me. And this going all across the world. No one is helping me say, hey, you know what? I can look into your organization. You got a great organization. You're doing the work. You're not scamming. You're not scheming. I support that organization. But you can go out there and find a lot of folks who scamming and scheming, making millions of dollars. Look at what we gravitate toward. We won't gravitate toward the truth. That's why when I come on, I'm not talking about subscribe, share, and like no more, because Negroes ain't doing it. So whatever, I'm just gonna put this information out and let it. I'm just gonna let it do what it do. Yeah, I'm gonna let it do what it do. I'm on YouTube. We're on YouTube, but I'm not a YouTuber where I'm trying to survive. I go to work every day. Shit, I go to work every day. I don't sit on YouTube all day and try to make money. So that's another thing. I can speak my piece because I don't depend on you for living. So you can get mad just like whoever unsubscribed. Just think if they was giving every week, then I have to be careful what I say because I don't want to lose that person. Hell, I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't care who leave. If you can't handle the truth, that's on you. So that's why I'm at, coach. And we'll never, our information will never get old because it requires us to move through different stages that I can see we're not moving through. It'll never get old. We're not moving through the stages that we have to, we're not going to another level in life. And we haven't even got to the point where we're helping ourselves, and we damn sure ain't got to the point where we're helping others. So how could it get old? And if we don't do these things, we'll never live our best life. And if we don't get to the stage where we're showing concern and compassion toward others, we'll never come together as a people. So, two of the biggest problems that we're having, and two of the most important words, period, for us as a people is stage, what stage you're in, and if anything is going to change, we got to change the situation. And I don't see us nowhere close to it. That's why I said in in our lifetime, coach, it's just some things that we won't see. We won't see us come together. Go ahead on. You got something you want to say?
No, I remember I used to push back in that. But as I really tap in and dive in, man, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's some
yeah,
things
yeah.
until we get to a certain stage. And if we don't make certain changes mentally, it's certain things. Listen, we'll never come together because of religion and politics. We'll never come together. You won't see it in your lifetime. One of us got to be a Democratic, one of us got to be a Republican. It just we won't come together. Here it is. You have groups of people sit on different sides of the aisle and bicker at each other,
Mm,
still get a paycheck,
hmm,
but set it up so you don't get a
hmm.
paycheck, and
Yeah.
then
For how
and
many?
then
Yeah.
and then
For a
ask
whole month.
and then ask for your vote. I
For
just,
a whole month.
I just want you to.
Hmm.
Where are
Yeah.
we?
I was just having a conversation. Well, I said a little remark in regards to that. I said, if people don't wake up when it comes to power right now, they will never. They'll never. If you're going to still play the blame game when these folks got theirs and you struggling. And here's the kicker too. The SNAP program that's already been implemented again is going to last for so long for millions of people because some people will be permanently off of it. Permanently off of it. I just read. That's what they say. So those you need to, if you're on it, you need to dive in and see if you're going to be the ones who are going to be permanently off it because you got to have a plan B. I'm just telling y'all, man, it's that real out here. Where we playing games with this journey called life. Keep playing, you want to. Keep playing.
And man, we've done so many videos where it's been stated that we have to be careful of the government and don't let them rock you to sleep. Don't let them get you so comfortable. And that's what has happened to a lot of us. A lot of us can got so comfortable depending. And see, that's what religion has messed us up as well, because it'll rock you to sleep. Well, now you're depending on something or someone else to come and do something for you, where we need to come together. But see, we're not at that stage. See, you can't get around that word, coach. We're not at that stage because we're always looking for a handout instead of what we can do for ourselves. And it won't be no time soon. It won't be no time soon that we come together because politics got us and religion got us, and both has either separated us or divided us, and we won't come together no time soon because we have been brainwashed into both of them. And until we get to that stage to be like, you know what? Let me think for myself for a moment, just for a moment, instead of like you said earlier, just basically being robotic, just
Mm-hmm.
following, just because of the tradition and the formality of how things been going. That's the problem. Until you as an individual get to the stage where you know what he talking about, the fundamentals, the mind, the body, the soul. Let me start taking care of myself physically. Let me start working on my mindset. Let me start working on my soul, building some standards, standing on principles. Let me start saying, how could I fend for myself? Let me see if I know if I start doing these things right here, boom, I can help somebody else. If I start making the changes in my life and getting at a certain stage in life, then I can help somebody else. until we get to a certain stage and begin to elevate and move from level to level on our journey, we will never come together as a people. And as an individual, you will never live your greatest potential until you learn how to move through the different stages of life and the things that you know you need to clean up in your life. If you don't clean them up, you'll never elevate to where you could be. That right there is so powerful. And folks won't even hear it. Folks won't share it. Folks, YouTube is not going to move it. I keep telling you. If we don't have the consciousness to move it, to like it, to share it, it won't move. And we got all this great information, but a lot of us
Well,
are,
it's great to us. It's great to us. That's why we're doing it. You
and
know,
you know,
hopefully it get great for them. I mean,
and the life I live a great life. I'm at peace, and I would love because I deal with so many people daily, especially when I'm doing personal training with adults. I'm dealing with a lot of people that's not at peace.
peace.
Yeah, they're not at peace. And you know, when I'm training them a lot of times, I'm spending time with them, I'm sharing certain things with them and hoping that I can work to get them to that stage
Yeah,
where they can get that peace, man.
yeah.
So if anybody
I,
ever need my help, want to chop it up, there's my email address. I'm done with it. Two of the most important words, man, that could change your life is what stage you're at in life, and are you elevating? Are you moving through the different stages? Are you stuck? You know, because if you're not moving, or your journey is not moving forward or moving up, or you're moving through different stages of life, then if you're gonna stay a caterpillar and you're never gonna fly, then that's on you. And if you don't make the changes to make a change, your life will never change. Coach, it's 2 minutes left. I'm done, man.
if you don't make the change, man, the only person you're hurting is you. You know, it's your life. You know, you talk about a peace. Someone was talking about money and basically they're chasing money. And I said to that man, money is not success, man. Peace and tranquility is success. And I
Mm.
just left it like that, you know, because they were not in a position to receive or, you know, to marinate and I just left it like that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I always said, man, we talking about life. And it will be a pleasure to see a lot of us evolving, elevating, you know, tapping in to be better individuals. So far, it's not, but it's disheartening. I got to admit, it really is disheartening, but it's reality. So, you know, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. You know what I mean? I'm glad I am where I am, how I am, and doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you can get to that level, you know? So that's what I got, man. You
Until the
know,
next time, coach, I appreciate you and we'll do it again.
all right, same here, man.
Take care, buddy.
All right.